not only do we want you to participate in Diamond Club, but we want you to finish. Right? And finish the program feeling like that was successful. I did it, feeling proud of yourself. Because what comes after the program, I mean, and we might talk about it here in a minute, but it's pretty magical. Above, I do have a couple of things I want to share, but above anything that I'm going to share here in a minute, to graduate, I feel like probably two things. Belief in yourself and in the product. Okay. So mindset's a big part of it. Envisioning that you can succeed, that you can do this. So I feel like mindset over tool set and skill set is huge. You gotta take care of yourself. You gotta make sure that you're good, right?
Starts there. What's up, doTERRA family? I got to sit down with one of my favorite doTERRA people, my prima, Rubi Leguizamon, a 14-year doTERRA vet. And let me tell you, Rubi slays this episode. Rubi is a business development director for the Southeast, and she and I talked about all the things Diamond Club. Get your pen and pad ready because you're gonna want to take some notes. You're gonna write down everything, but let's go. All right, doTERRA family, we are excited to have Rubi Leguizamon with us, who's a business development director over the Southeast region. Yep. Right?
Yes.
And Rubi, you've been with doTERRA for a while.
Long time. But I've loved every second of it.
I know. That was I meant to say, like, that was a good way of saying you've been with doTERRA. Like,
I know, because people tell me that they're like, you've been with doTERRA for a very long time. And I'm like, and it's been the best years.
Yes. So let me rephrase that. Rubi, you've been with doTERRA for a very long time.
Yes. 14 years.
Dang.
14 years. Yes.
14 years. Yes. Okay. And obviously the very best years of your life.
When I say I've loved every second of it, I do mean it.
Okay.
I've 14 years. I have 3 kids, so I went through 3 pregnancies working at doTERRA, and it's just been a huge blessing to have these products in my home. And my kids have been raised using doTERRA products, and they love it too.
Yes.
They're always asking for oil, so I think it's the next generation that we're raising, and it's really cool to be a part of it.
Yeah, they watch everything that we do.
Yes.
Right. Anyways, okay, so we wanted to talk a little bit about Diamond Club. And so Diamond Club is starting in the fall of this year.
Right.
And, there's just the big part of everything, whether it's events, travel, school, work, you name it, a lot of it starts with preparation.
Correct.
And so as our in the spirit of preparation, we want to get ready for Diamond Club. So we wanted to talk it over with you. And because of your 14 years of experience, you probably witnessed a good amount of leaders, your leaders that you work with, go through Diamond Club. Right. If you can kind of just speak through maybe some of the results and benefits that you've seen with your leaders when it comes to Diamond Club.
Yeah. So I've always said that I've had the best jobs here at doTERRA because in my 14 years, I have worked with the field directly. I have been, a direct contact, connecting that bridge between the field and corporate. And so I have worked with many leaders over the years, and that's why I say I have the best job because I was an account manager before.
I'm so sorry. I just got to say this. Whenever they invite corporate on stage and they're like, hey, we want to introduce corporate, and they're like, here's so-and-so, here's so-and-so. Rubi, after the executive founders, the loudest praises. So those 14 years working with the field have definitely been impactful for both sides, as we can tell from the crowd reaction when we call your name. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, no, I love my job. I love working with the leaders and the wellness advocates. It's just been a huge blessing. But yes, I have worked with many leaders that have participated in Diamond Club. And I always tell people, I'm like, if you want to grow your business and if you want to take things to the next level and transform yourself as a leader, you have to participate in Diamond Club. Like, this is just it's a huge, amazing, unique opportunity that's available to anyone that wants it. Mm-hmm. And the leaders that I have worked with over the years that have participated in Diamond Club, they saw success in every angle, from rank advancing to seeing their personal enrollments go up, their team enrollments go up. It helped them create key habits that help them continue to grow their businesses. And so since I've been the business development director over the Southeast, when I see these leaders participate in Diamond Club, leadership development is a huge part of it too. And so I feel like they're a completely different leader from when they first start Diamond Club to the end of the season. And then, of course, what happens after the end of the season is I always say it's magical.
Yeah.
Like it's just so amazing. And so that's what I see. I see energy. I see momentum. I see transformation.
Yeah.
And leadership development.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to be a part of it and to get to see it, get to see the experiences that they go through and just the type of leader they become after the season.
I love what you said right there. It's an opportunity to develop those key habits. Yes. I would almost call it like habits club.
Yes.
Right? Because Diamond Club, let's call it out. Like not everybody hits diamond, right? Even though the name is called Diamond Club. Right. And we would like you to work as hard as you could and go above and beyond, diamond and blue diamond and hit those ranks. Mm-hmm. That's not always the case, but you do develop those key habits.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. I think you might have just come up with a new name. Leadership Programs Team. I don't know.
Take
that
notes.
might be a new name. The Habits Club. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, and a lot of people think, when they hear, if they're not familiar with our leader programs or with Diamond Club, they hear the name Diamond Club, but they think, oh, that's only for diamonds. I'm not a diamond yet.
Right.
And that's not the case.
Right.
Like literally, there are certain qualifications that you have to, that you have to hit in order to get in the program and be approved to participate. But it's not for diamonds. Yeah. It is for people who want to hit diamond, right? Take things to the next level. And so that's another thing that I always like to clarify with, as I'm talking to leaders and getting them excited to want to participate. I always say, hey, you don't have to be diamond to do this. Yeah. These are the requirements. Let's help you get there. We want to see you succeed.
No, I'm not joking. I kind of was joking about the Habits Club, but I kind of am.
We're kind of serious about this.
A little bit serious because it really does help you instill those principles, those habits that you need in order to be successful, not just for that specific Diamond Club, but moving on in your journey. Mm-hmm. You need to lock that in. So I was kind of joking, or I kind of wasn't, but we'll talk to the marketing team and figure out the best name for it.
Yeah.
But for now, it's called Diamond Club. Now, Ruby, can you talk to us a little about your leaders, maybe tips and tricks that you've seen help create the success that they've had with Diamond Club?
Yeah, leaders have a lot of tips and tricks.
So creative.
Right? And they're super creative, and the certain activities that they need to do consistently in order to get in the program, to be successful in the program, and to graduate. And that's really important. Like, we want you to do the program, want you to start it, and want you to go through these 3 months of amazing experiences and finish it, right? We want to see you finish. So there's a lot of tips and tricks that I feel like the leaders have. But I think a key word here, and you've already said this, prepare.
Got to.
Before the season starts, right? So start creating those key habits that we've been talking about before, right? Get into that rhythm, into that energy, into that momentum, so you can have a really good season. And so to add to that, I would say before the season, in your preparation month, start creating an action plan. Start creating goals, big or small. It can be daily goals, it can be weekly goals, monthly goals, whatever that looks like. Start envisioning success. See yourself finishing Diamond Club.
That's big.
Because you can do it. We know that you can do it. And you're going to have a mentor during the program that's going to guide you, motivate you, brainstorm with you, strategize with you. And you got a few of us corporate teams who are here to support you as well. You have your project manager, your Diamond Club project manager. They're amazing too, and they have tons of resources to share with you. You have your account manager, and you have your business development teams, right? And we're here to see you succeed and see you finish the program. To add to that, because I didn't want to forget a couple things, because this is a big one, and I was talking to a leader recently, and I was asking the same question. I'm like, hey, you've mentored a lot of people in Diamond Club. What is something that you've seen work really, really well that helped them just have a really good season in Diamond Club? And this is what she said. She said, treat the 15th of the month like it's the last day of the month. So pack in your classes, your one-on-ones, your events, whatever you have, the first 2 weeks of the month. Because you may have no-shows. You may have to cancel some classes. Hey, that happens to everybody. Yep. And I know leaders
It will happen.
It
will happen.
Some people will tell you no. Like that's part of it, right? In fact, I know leaders who have been building the business for years now that sometimes get no-shows, sometimes still get no's, right? But they don't give up. They're gonna keep sharing doTERRA because they love what they do. And so yeah, treat the 15th like it's the last day of the month. So pack in everything the first 2 weeks so that if you have cancellations, no-shows, whatever that looks like, you have 2 more weeks in the month to make sure that you meet the requirements for that month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And she feels like that worked really, 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 really well for her teams. And so I wanted to share that because I thought that was pretty cool.
And it makes sorry to cut you off, but I think it makes sense because you're trying to get your people to take advantage of all the things that they could take advantage of.
Correct.
When it comes to, that specific date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, LRPs, we'll dive into that a little bit later, but let's
But that was the next thing. See, I love that you mentioned LRP because LRP, in fact, in the past, most of the participants that end up in the top standings or that have won Diamond Club won it because of their LRP numbers, because they got all or most of their new enrollments on LRP. So when you think about it, LRP is your pipeline. That is the heartbeat, again, of your business, because your goal is for people to build the doTERRA lifestyle, to get to the point where say, you know what, I can't live without doTERRA. And I'm like that. I'm sure you're like that too. I know you love all the products and you use them every day. That should be your goal with every new person that you bring into doTERRA, right? And so LRP is big. So don't forget about LRP. New enrollments are awesome, but get people on LRP. Yeah. Do the follow-ups, do the wellness consults, and get them in the program.
See, you're I don't know if you're doing this on purpose, but you're like triggering new words. And so I thought LRP, which stands for loyalty rewards, right? But I just thought, okay, I just lost my thought. I was thinking, hold on, where is it coming back? Lifestyle reward points.
Lifestyle reward points.
Instead of loyalty, lifestyle.
We're thinking of some good
Come
names.
on,
yes.
marketing team, watch out. All right, they might not like this, but we're just
notes.
throwing out. Come on, because it is a lifestyle. You have to build it
Mm-hmm.
in. It's not just one and done. You got to see yourself, actually implementing this in a real way. It's not just talking from the stage or whatever. You live this. You know what I'm saying? And so, anyways.
And I did have one last thing to share.
Yes.
Work closely with your mentor. Again, I've already said this. They're here to guide you, to motivate you, to create an action plan with you, and they're going to be with you every step of the way. So make sure you keep that constant communication and connection with your mentor. Same thing with the corporate teams that are here to support you. That's a big thing. Yeah. Like make sure that you feel like you have support in the field, which is your mentor, and you got support here at corporate. Because you got a lot of teams here that want to help you, that want to brainstorm with you, share ideas, talk about your team, set goals, and then make sure that we keep you accountable for everything. Yeah. We want to see you succeed.
That's really important that we stress. Is like we want you to win. We want you to succeed, and we're here for that. doTERRA, let me just jump out to a bigger, higher view. Like they intentionally put this program together so that you are successful. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of companies you go around the industry, they don't have nothing called no Diamond Club. You know what I'm saying? This is, and I hear Justin Harrison talk about this all the time. He's like, it's like trickery. Diamond Club's like trickery. We're already paying you, but then you do this extra thing and you get extra stuff. No, he said, this is stuff that you should already be doing.
Right.
Anyways, I'm talking too much.
Yeah, and that's why I tell people, I'm like, there shouldn't be a reason why you don't participate in Diamond Club. Right. You got to do it. We want you to do it.
Okay. Anything else you want to share on, what it takes for people to graduate Diamond Club?
So to finish it, that's another really good question.
And Let me just say this really quick for those who are watching. Mm-hmm. Diamond Club is a program that you run for 3 months.
3 months.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's qualifications, there's monthly requirements that people need to meet. And if you meet those monthly requirements for all 3 months, you graduate. So that's what I mean about graduating. And so, anyways, back to you. What does it take for somebody to graduate from Diamond Club?
I love that question because not only do we want you to participate in Diamond Club, but we want you to finish. Right? And finish the program feeling like that was successful. I did it. Feeling proud of yourself. Because what comes after the program, and we might talk about it here in a minute, but it's pretty magical. Above, I do have a couple of things I want to share, but above anything that I'm going to share here in a minute, to graduate, I feel like probably 2 things. Belief in yourself and in the product. Okay? So mindset's a big part of it. Envisioning that you can succeed, that you can do this. So I feel like mindset over tool set and skill set is huge. Mm-hmm. You gotta take care of yourself. You gotta make sure that you're good, right?
Starts there.
Right, it starts, yep. And so I feel like that, and having a powerful personal story. There's nothing There's nothing more powerful that you can share with people than your own personal story with the product. And if you don't necessarily have, a big, personal story with a product, use someone else's. That's fine too, right? Because we know these products work, right? And they change people's lives. And so that's just a couple thoughts with that. And then I would say 3 main activities: time blocking, consistency, and productivity. Okay. I'm going to say that again: time blocking, consistency, and productivity. So focus on creating an action plan and setting these goals. And I know that a lot of what I'm sharing may sound repetitive, but it is what works. I've seen it with many leaders. Yeah. This is the stuff that they do. So focus on doing these income-producing activities that will create the key habits that we've been talking about, right? So I'm going to give you an example. In this same conversation that I was having with a leader, we talked about time blocking, because this is an activity that I know a lot of leaders like to do. So I'll share an example of what that could look like. So for example, day 1, let's say you have 20 new conversations and follow-ups, okay? Then you have sharing a post on social media, okay? So that's another example, okay? Let's say day 2, 1 hour of contacting and follow-up, 1 hour of 20 new conversations, and then 1 hour of maybe creating more online content or preparing for your next class. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like specifically setting aside time doing these income-producing activities that will help grow your business and will help you grow as a leader too. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I feel like if you do those things and you're consistent and you stay productive, you can finish the program. Yeah. And you will see change. You will see transformation.
Yeah. I mean, just you speaking about that, it just screams out to me. You got to be able to use your time wisely, manage your time. And when you do these things that are important, and there's a difference between urgent and important, right? Sometimes important things are not urgent. Anyways, we're talking about habits, got me stuck on.
Well, repetition creates habits, and that's a big part of this. Yeah. If you set these goals and you do them over and over again, the habits will be there, and you're just gonna start doing them naturally, right? Because this is you've seen the change, you've seen progression, so you're just gonna keep doing these things that you've been really good at, right?
But it starts with your like this whole idea of time blocking. You have to be intentional. And say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is why I'm doing it. And so,
and also during the season, start creating or building a system if you haven't yet. I love the business building guide, which I know it has a lot of pages. I think it has over 100 pages. There's a lot of content there, but I love the business building guide. And listen, you don't have to use the whole guide. If there's specific pages that stand out to you the most, do that. Yeah. I have leaders that say, I don't use the whole guide. I use 5 or 6 pages out of that guide, but I do it over and over and over again. But anyways, the business building guide talks about pipes, which is a known successful duplication system that a lot of leaders have implemented over the years. And that's just the foundation of these income producing activities that you need to do. And you just put the icing on it, right? That's the cake. You just add the icing on it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've talked about, all the different things that you've noticed with your leaders that have helped them with Diamond Club. I'm gonna throw another question at you. What kind of doTERRA leader is not right for Diamond Club?
That's a good question. I think to participate in Diamond Club, you yourself need to make that decision. You can't be forced to participate in Diamond Club. I mean, and I don't know that anyone's going to force you to do it, but you have to want it for yourself. Yeah. So I think if you have a clear goal in mind and you know your why you've been sharing doTERRA now for a period of time, why you want to do Diamond Club, where do you want to see yourself at the end of Diamond Club or a year from now, whatever that looks like. If you have those, clear thoughts and goals in mind, you should do Diamond Club. Yeah. But you need to want it for yourself.
Yeah. And that was kind of a tough question to ask. Because you're right. If you are serious about your business, then it's a no-brainer that you should do Diamond Club. Mm-hmm. But as far as like the right leader to do Diamond Club, you have to want it for yourself, right? It'll help just the whole experience in general. Right. Okay, so let's talk about Diamond Club this year, why this year's is a little bit different from the years past. And yeah, what's so special about Diamond Club 2024?
I'm really excited about Diamond Club 2024. And I think the field is really excited about just 2024 in general.
Yeah.
Last year's Diamond Club season, and Sai, I think you're going to agree with this, but I think it must have been one of the best seasons we've had. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was so good.
Yeah.
I think the energy, the momentum, I think it really set up people for success and continued success, and continue to see that movement in 2024.
Yeah.
I know leaders that are going to do Diamond Club again that did it last year, and they're going to do it again this year.
Go.
So it's just super exciting. We're like, keep doing it. That's awesome. And so so that's the thing is we want to continue to build up that energy and momentum that we saw from last year's Diamond Club. And Diamond Club this year, it's top priority for us here at corporate, for business development, for account management. We're coming together, we're collaborating, we're thinking of new ideas to help the field, to get people excited to want to do Diamond Club. But what is the support going to look like for the mentor, for corporate, right? To say, how are we going to help everybody so they can graduate Diamond Club this year? So I think there's it's a top thing for us. Yeah. And so anyway, so yeah, I'm really excited.
Yes. and the cool thing, and again, this is for people that are watching for the very first time. After you go through this 3-month, sprint, marathon sprint of a program, you are able to go on a Diamond Club sourcing trip.
Right.
And that's a huge carrot at the end of this whole thing. This is an exclusive experience where you get to go to, several different locations and experience and see kind of behind the scenes, behind the bottle of what it takes to produce these awesome natural products that we have. And so don't forget about that. That's a big incentive. Yes. Now, you mentioned this, and this is my last question for you, but because you hinted to it, I kind of want to talk about that. There's this notion that I've already done Diamond Club and I'm doing it again. And people kind of feel almost bad. It's not a bad thing.
It's not.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's powerful. Mm-hmm.
Can you speak a little bit to that mindset of, just doing Diamond Club multiple times and what you've noticed with your leaders?
Yeah, no, I've worked with a lot of wellness advocates and leaders who have said or have been able to say this phrase, I do Diamond Club every season. I've heard leaders say, I've done Diamond Club 2, 3 times, right? No, I think it's a really powerful statement, and I don't think there's anything wrong with doing Diamond Club several times. I think each time, listen, Diamond Club is a leadership development program. You are challenged, you are trained, you are pushed outside of your comfort zone, right? And that's leadership development, right? So I think leaders that I have worked with, every time they did Diamond Club, they saw huge benefits, every time. They were able to grow their business even more. Yeah. Every season of Diamond Club that they participated in. And I've been able to see it. You see it in their volume, you see it in their enrollments, you see it in their rank advancements, in their team. But their teams, that's the thing, is the growth that you see from your teams as well, right? You yourself grow as a leader. You develop certain maybe leadership skills that maybe you didn't have before, right? That you wanted to work on, right? You work on your key habits that we've been talking about, right? And then your team grows as well. And you see that change in them. Yeah. And so, no, it's really powerful. I love when I hear people say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it again. I loved it the first run. I'm going to do it again.
What a blessing.
Yeah. Because I want to keep growing my business. Right. And so,
yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that should be the mindset, is that we're here to grow, right? And so these are opportunities for growth.
Correct.
So don't stop those opportunities. Right. Keep pushing yourself, because you only become better. You only become a better leader, and your team becomes better because of it. Yes. Ruby, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing what you did. I'm sure we're going to take those nuggets, and those that are listening are going to really, really appreciate it. But again, just a shout out to our business development team, account management, and our leadership program team. Diamond Club is number one for all of us, and we want to make you successful. So if you want to join Diamond Club, join it, and we can't wait to run with you.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Take care. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Also, check out past episodes by searching Empowered Success on Apple, YouTube, or Spotify. Don't forget to share an episode with someone who needs it. If you want more tools to make it easier to build your business, go to the Empowered Success webpage on doTERRA.com. And as a reminder, results are not typical. Average earnings are less. See doTERRA Opportunity and Earning Disclosure Summary on doTERRA.com.